It's Monday. It's your girl Candy Kaylin.
Your boy Shaw Tom Shaw.
And Mr. Shaw, it's 6 o'clock, so it's time to.
Ooh, love.
Every Monday here on DFWIRadio.com, we talk.
Sports, news, hip hop.
We don't talk about people.
We just give you the facts.
Mr. Shaw, so we have a show set up for you guys where we are talking Deshaun Watson. We wanted to give you some sports. We wanted to give you just a little touch of the NCAA tournament. And in the second half of the show, we already had a show lined up for you, but we may have to go off script a little bit because there's some breaking news with everybody's favorite Derek Jackson, the social media guru on love and relationships. So if you guys are listening, stay tuned for the second part of the show because it's going to get messy. Mr. Shaw, we talking Deshaun Watson before we ever get into the tournament. Tell the people just a little bit about what's going on with the Deshaun Watson situation.
So right now, what was it? At 9 women.
What's the new number today?
Yo, at last it was. What was it? 9? Was it 12? Or all of a sudden he don't want to be in Texas no more, and it's the numerous of women are coming forward, and so my thing is always let's process this information. Let's see how this goes. And because I didn't read the story, but the one girl said, "What has he forced you? Like he forced himself on you?" They said he forced him to do oral pleasure to him. So what did he hold a gun to your head? Did he hold you by your neck? Or is it the same similar situation with T.I.? They told you to do drugs and come in the room, and you chose to do drugs and come in the room. Right? I'm not saying that these women are lying, but let's let the story play. I'm not even saying it's a made up story. That they just doing this to bash this bad name. We shall see how it plays out. We shall see. Deshaun Watson was living a very unmanly like life. I feel like you're very unmanly if you have to force a woman to do anything because you a million. And my thing is, you a millionaire. They gonna go regardless. They going for men that work at Burger King, so I know they'll go for you. You know what I'm saying? So we have to see how the story plays out. But there are women saying that Deshaun Watson forced them to perform oral sex because I don't think they said they had sex. I think it was he forced them to perform oral sex on them. So we just got to see how this situation plays out.
Okay, and so I don't know. We are. I think we agree on this. I don't know, and up until this point, Deshaun Watson has had a pretty clean track record. Um, Rumor had it that he wanted out of Houston. Allegations started mysteriously popping up.
Mm-hmm.
When we're talking massages and we're talking um, women being forced into sexual activity that they're saying that they did not want to be a part of, you put people in a bad situation because we're in a Me Too movement. We're in a everything is sexual harassment. I just and I think it forces us as commentators to be limited on what we can say before we're canceled.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people don't like it, but that's the nicest thing that I can say without being politically incorrect at this point. You know, it's suspect. The whole litany of items that are surfacing and the fact of, one of the stories said that the girl that he forced to have oral sex with him, it was her first day. What parlor do you know? Any salon. That's like being at the barbershop and on the first day you send Deshaun Watson to the rookie. It normally doesn't happen. And I have my own theories and thoughts on, when we get to that point with athletes of how do these people get around them? How did you find these people? How did you find these parlors? How did this attorney just happen to find so many women who said that you participated in this type of behavior? Also, when you talk, like we go back to T.I. and Tiny, there were also stories that said that this girl put this out, and then there were other people just like making up stuff, putting it in her inbox, and she was reporting it. So
Mm-hmm.
we're in such a society that we don't know what's fake news and what's real news anymore.
People report anything. They don't care.
Yeah. And everybody wants to be a journalist. So I don't know how many stories are real. I don't know how many stories are fake. I just hope that Deshaun Watson, like so many other African American men that play in these professional leagues, I just hope that they would have more discretion about making sure that everyone that they deal with in regards to a sexual manner is involved willingly.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the nicest way that I can say it?
That's the nicest way you can say it.
And I just don't know. We just, we've talked about the Houston Texans organization. We've talked about the Houston Rockets organization. I mean, they're like what 0-20 since the James Harden trade. We're and we speak this for those who listen to us around the world. We are Dallas based with Houston, with a lot of we've lived in Houston as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we know how the city of Houston operates. We've seen the Texans make some very poor decisions in their organization. We've seen the coach stay around way too long. We've heard rumors about JJ Watt not wanting certain people there. Well, JJ Watt is also gone now. There's a new coach in. Around the league in most professional sports, it's always that the coach wants their guy. The new coach wants his guy.
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun Watson, are you his guy? Deshaun Watson never came out and said he wanted out of Houston. These have all been rumors that have been spinning around up until the new allegations came out. So.
And it might be time for Deshaun just to part ways with him. All right? But you're not going to let me part ways and get paid. You're trying to cut into my money now, my endorsement deal. Right? Because if I leave here and I'm the big name, I'm a quarterback, I can get paid. It's for me. I just don't. I'm upset that Deshaun made these decisions. No, I'm not upset. I'm not even gonna say disappointed. It's frustrating that a black man made these bad decisions with all he had, not having to make these decisions. But if he's being lied on, it just shows me what I already know about organizations, businesses. They don't care about people as long as you're making money for them. And they want to make billions and millions while you make hundreds of thousands, maybe millions, but they never want you to do more than them. They don't want you to be a free person and make your own decisions. If Deshaun Watson, if there was even rumbles, he said, I don't want to be here anymore because of how y'all handle business. Oh, you make decisions. You don't like I don't like how you handle business. I don't like that you got rid of my best target. I don't like that you're making me work so hard for an organization that shows me, they'll get rid of me at a drop of dime. I don't, that's me personally.
So, but I think you and I 100% agree on that because, here we are in a situation of, as you said, his biggest target is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Your defense is, we know, breaking up. We know JJ is gone. That's been the heart of your defense. Is JJ older? He is. Mm-hmm. But that's been the heart of your defense. So when I'm ready to part ways with you, you're also limiting my value because, my value is now limited because I also have a alleged lawsuit pending against me where multiple women are coming out. And here's my thing as a woman. It's hard not to believe other women. You want to believe these women.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always a civil case before a criminal case.
Mm-hmm.
Which says to me, is this about justice or is this about outing people after the fact because someone said, hey, this happened? I guess I wish that we would learn to teach our daughters and to teach other women the importance of, if these things happen to you, it doesn't matter who it is.
It don't matter.
You have the right to go to the police.
Yeah. You got the right to speak up. Yeah.
And then no one can ever question your integrity and
Mm-hmm.
your character. And I think that with these type of situations, because it's like it didn't happen yesterday, but then there's 10 women, and then she was at work, and then one girl allegedly like crapped herself.
Mm-hmm.
What job do you know that you could work at and you crap yourself and nobody have questions? And where are these massage parlors? Oh, and dear NFL, Robert Kraft got caught down in Florida in a massage parlor.
Mm-hmm.
Dear NFL, Ben Roethlisberger was accused of rape not once but twice.
And they said it was drugs used on them
And it went away.
twice.
But Deshaun Watson is coming to light in the middle of him allegedly wanting out of Houston. I just think that, and you have
You
everybody
don't believe
that's.
he said he wanted out of Houston?
I believe that so many things get leaked. Okay? If that's a conversation, and that's the same thing that I've said about COVID, that's the same thing I've said about these dudes' personal business. You and I work jobs. If my job leaked that information, I would be going for their throat.
Facts.
If I go into my supervisor's office and I give her 2-week notice, she's technically not supposed to report it to anybody but her superior.
Mm-hmm.
Then she can let me know when she's going to decide to announce it to the rest of my team, because your team does have the right, in my opinion, from my line of work, to know what they're going to be getting themselves into, because most of these companies are not going to hire someone else before you're gone. Because that would be called planning ahead and thinking ahead, strategizing.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that if Deshaun Watson went to the front office and he said, I want out of Houston, and Deshaun Watson didn't leak it to the media, his team didn't leak it to the media, how did the media get involved?
That's a good question.
So all of these organizations have these internal leaks, and that's why I say the organization is crap. And these players are expected to remain professionals, but in any other professional situation, they would have the organization's head legally for all the leaks that are done.
But the NFL must have something set up to where they can leak information and not get in trouble.
Well, they do what they want to do, because who gonna sue them? Who gonna stop me, boo?
And you're gonna be in a 10-year process trying to get some money out of them.
Because they got plenty of it to throw at you.
Mm-hmm.
They got some of the best attorneys to fight you. So how does Adam Schefter get the breaking news?
Because my boy Shefty be having it.
He's got people in the front office that tell him that. And it ain't the secretary. She ain't got no power.
They don't really rock with the secretary like that, huh?
I mean, she ain't leaking no stories.
Nah, for real, you look, and when a story is leaked, you know it came from a powerful place, right? You know it did. It's stories come from stories happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that someone has to be there to see the story, right? For somebody like Adam Schefter to get so many stories from the NFL, he can't be at all these places. Now, something happened at training camp on the field, maybe, but it's something happened in the locker room Shefty know about. Right.
And how does he know?
So it's either a player that leaking information or somebody from the front office leaking information. And say it like this, players try to have the brotherhood, the brothers. So, they're going to try to keep stuff more in-house.
Mm-hmm.
Office, they're going to leak whatever to make, we're going to leak this to make them seem so. Just like when players get drafted, what they did in college, their coaches going to leak that how they felt about you. Oh, yeah, I really ain't feel him. Oh, I don't want him to leave yet. Let me tell him he did A, B, C, and D. You know what I'm saying? So.
And I know from experience through the grapevine where coaches come back and tell kids, oh, you're not going to go as high in the draft. Again. But how did these players, because you reach out to the coaches, and this is a conversation that I've had before just to put everything in perspective. I'm a 22-year-old athlete, right? I'm going to just use me. I'm a 22-year-old female athlete, because we know female athletes go run professionally. They go to the WNBA. Before the draft, I've met with an attorney. I've worked out in the combine. I've got a new outfit to wear to the draft. Okay? Mm-hmm. My parents make a total of, I come from a single mom who makes $60,000 a year. I don't have any money coming out of college. I don't work a job because I'm an athlete. But at the draft, I have on a $600 suit
Mm-hmm.
with a $200 wig. You know, my hair is laid to the side and it's tied down on the side. Where did it come from? Where did I get an attorney from? Where did I get an agent from? Where did I get endorsement deals? How did I link up with a representative from Nike? How did a Nike representative get to me? Through the coaches. And I say to parents, as we get ready to talk NCAA basketball, understand how this game works and where you're sending your kids. Because
A lot
your
of people
kids,
their kids. They don't do the thorough investigation of where they sending their children. They just send them.
and in that, we come back to these things. And I believe in everything inside of me that, what did you say the other day? These athletes have to understand they're always being watched.
Mm-hmm.
You're a multi-million-dollar piece of my empire.
You was finna say equipment or property. You was finna say property. That's what they think.
And I need to know where you are and what you're doing and when you're doing it. So I would just tell athletes, as we sit here and we, watch your kids that make the biggest shot of their lives go to the next level or become prospects, understand that these people come from somewhere. Somebody sent them. So if you didn't go looking for them, they were sent, and you need to watch the company that you keep. And that's all that I would say about Deshaun Watson.
That you keep.
And professional athletes that are male, sex has to not be so important to men. Because usually, how do they get you?
Sexual acts.
A woman. There's always, in the takedown process, the quickest way to get you and your money is usually a woman. So I would just tell men just to be more cautious of what you do, because I guarantee you there was 4 heifers on the south side of Houston, Deshaun Watson, that was ready to get down. If what they allege you did to be true. You could have did like Big Kev, Wendy Williams' ex-husband, sent your girl to massage therapy school, got her certification, and she could have been your professional all the time. She ready, girl. I'm just saying, if that's how you get down. But anyway,
I would tell somebody, bro, you can pay for a woman. Like, it's not paying for a loyalty, but if you take care of a woman, women do anything. Some women will do anything in this world for you if they know that you're gonna take care of them.
Yeah, some of them just want you to take care of them.
That direct deposit would not. My take care of is I need you to do something in return. I just.
Anyway, so
I love her. She got her own.
Rest in peace, Elgin Baylor. Rest in peace, Elgin Baylor of the Clippers and Lakers organization that passed away at 86 years old, NBA legend. We are going to take you into college basketball. Just a little bit of the number ones. Mid-majors have done what mid-majors do during the tournament. We haven't had a tournament since 2019. In the Sweet 16, there is not one team that was in the Sweet 16 in 2019 that's currently in the 2021 Sweet 16. And there are big names that are missing from the tournament. So we know that we won't have a repeat. We know Virginia won't win the championship this year. We know Texas Tech won't be there. They've already been beat to be in the Final Four. There's no Kentucky. There's no Duke. There's no North Carolina. The biggest names that we have currently still standing in men's college basketball is the number 1 seed in the country, which has been the number 1 seed all year, Mr. Shaw. Gonzaga beat Oklahoma 67-47. The two of them have been the number 1 seeds.
They keep covering, bro. They killing me, bro. First time. Because everybody else not covering, bro. Like, they covering, bro. They covering that number, bro. So I think in the Sweet 16, I'm rolling with them. I can't lose no more money.
So Michigan is still in. LSU is still in. Michigan in the LSU game is currently still on. Michigan is down by 5. For me, I told you guys last week that Oklahoma State got beat last week, which knocked the other black coach that was in the tournament out. So all of the majors, because Shaka got beat, Texas got beat the other night. I'm rooting for Juwan Howard. It would be so nice to see Juwan Howard get one at Michigan as the head coach because he couldn't get one at Michigan as a player.
I mean, I like he just can't beat LSU by 4. I mean, by 5 points.
Well, so you needed the spread to cover. Oregon beat Iowa, so Oregon is still in there.
It's them this morning, dog. They talked. You know what? Once I get my money up, and then I want to place bets on team like I would have bet it out. But let me bet the odds they want. That team don't got enough brotherhood on that team to win the ship. You can't be all one color and win the ship. Because you can't be all black and win the ship neither. You need some variety on your team. You need somebody with a high credit score on your team. Okay?
Well, it's also basketball IQ, and that's one of the things that I look at. Abilene Christian beat University of Texas to advance. UCLA beat Abilene Christian today, beat them by 20 convincingly. Colorado and Florida State are tipping off at 6:45. Alabama and Maryland tip off at 7:45, and then there's Kansas and USC that's still in. So in a tournament field, you have 3 basketball powerhouses basically really still.
Kansas not even, they don't look good because they were struggling.
Well, I didn't include them in the powerhouse. I was talking UCLA, Gonzaga, Michigan.
They didn't want the Big 12 like 13 years straight.
Yeah, but Kansas can't do it when it matters, right? Kansas never, and I will always hate Kansas because in 1998, Prairie View advanced to the tournament, and Kansas dogged us in the first round. And Kansas got dogged. They were the number 1 team in the country. They dogged us in the first round of the tournament, like Michigan beat up on Texas Southern. But Kansas got beat the next round. So Kansas, Paul Pierce was on that team too. So I ain't got nothing for Kansas. It's old beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, my pettiness will never end with that. You beat Prairie View, I'm fool with you. It just is what it is. So I expect USC to go ahead and beat Kansas today. The Final Four will look like something we've never seen before.
Nah, for real, because this is a season we never seen before.
The Elite Eight, the Final Four, we've never
This is Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. We're at Sweet 16. So this is totally different for college basketball. And like I said, when your powerhouses didn't get in, this has been a season like no other. Salute to these young men. And on the women's side, the women's tournament has also begun. Salute to them for being able to get through this season. And now to be, they've been on campus most of the year. In Texas, they were snowed in a snowstorm. These athletes they've really been through a lot. They've been on teams where they've been on COVID protocols. They've worked out. They stopped workouts. And so I do want to commend these young men and young women for being bigger than themselves and sticking to their goal. Every college athlete that goes, you go in football to win a national championship, and you go in basketball to be in the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, the Final Four, and to win it all.
Mm-hmm.
So just to persevere through this, I know at Texas, Shaka was out. Your coaches have been out. You're playing, the assistant coaches are running the show. Certain players have gone down. Your team chemistry has not been able to be what it normally would be during a regular season.
Mm-hmm.
And these kids,
different.
Right, and these are the same kids that last season they played all year long to get to these shining moments, and they didn't get their opportunity in the tournament. So just, if you guys don't watch basketball, salute to these young kids because of everybody through COVID. The young people have really, to be 18, 19 years old and have to deal with the heavy of being trapped in the house, going to transitioning to working online. I think people need to understand, that's a lot. We're adults. We should be a little bit more equipped to deal with the adjustments because we understand in life we're going to get curveballs thrown our way.
But they ain't learned that yet.
And they've been troopers about it. Like I said, even from the girls, the women in the bubble, where the women, they announced that they weren't getting the same equal treatment in the bubble that the men were getting.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes back to the NCAA, just like we talked about the NFL and the NBA. Your players have sacrificed. Because let's talk about it. You lost billions last year not having a tournament. There are fans in some of these buildings, in these locations, in these bubbles that you've been able to create.
Mm-hmm.
Your endorsement deals, because brands are being able to get their brand out and brand recognition. So, treat your young men and your young women in this bubble with the same level of dignity and respect, because these young people have sacrificed a lot this last year and a half just to get where they are in these tournaments, to really fulfill their destinies, and for the ones that are headed to the NBA next. The WNBA draft is usually in April. So, June at the latest. These young ladies are coming up on draft time. Like these moments really matter. It matters in their draft stock. Are you tired?
No, can't get in. My bum started hurting.
Okay. Y'all, if y'all are listening to us, it's one thing, but you gotta watch us. And for those of you who normally just listen to us on your favorite streaming services for podcasts, you've got to see us on video. Our what is it? YouTube. Our YouTube channel was launching on Thursday, March 25th. Y'all can see Mr. Shaw as I look at the camera and look at him, and he's looking down and texting on his phone, and got a pick in his head.
I'm not texting. First of all, what I'm doing is preparing the people for what's coming. I'm getting all my information ready for the second half of the show. Right.
Well, I already tagged you in it.
No, I'm saying I'm getting my information ready.
Right, I tagged you in the stream for this.
Yeah, I'm just. I gotta, because it's been about 4 years and he just been polluting society with just falsifies and lies.
Oh, so you trying to get like the real conversation going?
Yeah, like I'm popping over here, like I'm popping.
So you about to really talk. Yeah, you got something to say this next.
Yeah. So I was getting all my information.
So you about to be a Derrick Jackson hater.
No, whoa, hater? No, true speaker, because he been out here lying to the women. I'm gonna tell him the truth, right? He been out here with falsification, and he holding that woman hostage. And that we ain't even gonna get into that. We ain't gonna talk about that yet.
Well, we're gonna save that for the second half. You guys know it's 6:29, so it's time for us to wrap it up and go to break. It is your girl Candy K. Lynn
and your boy Shout.
And we will be back right after this break.
But